Hey everybody, welcome to episode 2 of Hoboken Jack's Journey to the Thoroughbred Makeover. In this episode, you will see lots of firsts for Hobo that he experienced this week, one of which was his very first field trip off the property, and the second of which was his very first cross-country school. So let's take a look.
Thinking about being up and up. Yes, better. Excited. Yes, yes. Good boy. Yes, good boy. Pat him.
So I brought Hobo to a lesson with my coach Kiki at Dapper Ridge Eventing. Kiki is a fellow thoroughbred lover and also fellow thoroughbred makeover graduate. Her and I and a couple of other friends of ours went to the makeover all together as a team sort of thing in 2021 to the mega makeover actually. So here you'll see Hobo just kind of trying to figure out where to put his feet. He had jumped some single cross rails and single verticals at home prior to this, but this is his first actual jump school. And Kiki was setting up things that would really make him think about like the pony really wants to get to the other side of the fence, but we want him to think about where he's putting his feet, and we want him to rock back and jump correctly instead of just getting to the other side. So you'll see that we have a mix of like some little grid work stuff, some poles on the ground. I do a mix of trotting and cantering to the jumps just to give him a feel for and you see right there that he did a nice little tidy flying change, but just giving him some confidence and getting him to figure out where to put his feet while he's learning how to jump at the same time. So here he's coming through this nice little grid, and he knocked it down that time because he didn't quite figure out how to rock back, but that time he came through much better. And that placing pole that you see there, he really thought about that. He thought about where to put his feet when he landed from the cross rail. So I thought this was a really positive learning experience for him. And I was really pleased with how he responded to all of the new things that were presented. A few days after my jump school, where I took Hobo to Kiki's for our lesson, we went cross-country schooling for the very first time at Wingreen Farm. This was a very educational experience for him. You'll see here, he just didn't really understand the question, but then we reapproach it, and he said, "Oh, I get it. I understand what I'm being asked to do now." So he really, I thought he was super brave here. He had never seen any of this before. He had never seen any natural obstacles. And he was extremely brave, in my opinion. He also was really, really clever with his feet. He really was thinking about what he was doing. And then here you see I felt confident enough to go ahead and canter a jump. And his canter is so awesome that we're going to be doing more of that because it's just so easy for him to just make a canter stride over top of the jump. With the amount of balance that he has naturally in his canter. You see that water is no problem whatsoever, and we even do this little log jumping out of the water here, which is kind of a big question for a horse's first time cross country. Now here's where it gets interesting. Hobo really did not understand the ditch, so I dismounted and tried to lead him over it. Of course, he stepped in the ditch and then scared himself, but then he figured it out. Took several tries, but eventually we got it done. And now I think we're just going to be doing some more jumping ditch practice in the near future. So we just finished cross-country schooling at Wingreen Farm, which is one of my favorite places to take young horses cross-country schooling because they have so many options of like really inviting little jumps, but also mixed up with terrain questions and different things for baby horses to experience. It was a very educational day. Little Hobo, this was his first ever cross-country school, and he was very brave about everything except for the ditch. He did not understand the ditch. He put his little pony foot in the ditch. I had to get off
decided to jump the ditch. That was the only thing he really gave me a hard time about, and everything else he was really, really brave. So I'm just going to go ahead and check the box. First cross-country school in the books for Hoboken Jack. Yay!
I hope you all enjoyed episode 2 of Hoboken Jack's Journey to the Thoroughbred Makeover. Stay tuned for episode 3 where we get to see Hobo at his very first ever horse show.